Interview the Vampire by Anne Rice. Um, the past month I read Interview the Vampire. It was not an original edition. It was one of those type of packs, all the several similar covers onto each other. Uh, what can I say? Interview the Vampire. It's a great novel. I put it like that. I enjoy it, though lots of people who consider it flowery word salad, and to put it by one critic and internet personality, Josh Hadley of Radiodrome, Lost in Static, and What the Fuck. He doesn't really care for Anne Rice's writing at all. I enjoy it. I personally believe you can't be overly descriptive. It's no such thing. That's how H.P. Lovecraft made his bread and butter, with very descriptive, very those types of words. But when it came to the cosmic stuff, it was undescriptive because a lot of people thought it was lazy. But how do you describe something that's not of this world? You can try your best, but sanity kind of breaks way. Interview Vampire was written in 1973, but wasn't published until 1976. It's about 36 years by now. Jesus. And it still holds up to this day. It holds up quite well, and there's a lot of the main ideas and themes are of is vampirism and immortality. It's very taxing, and do you have the stamina to survive that long? Because think how boring your normal life is to a day-to-day basis. Now realize that you're immortal and you can only go out about half the time, and you have an insatiable thirst for human blood. But the other trade-offs, kind of perks, are superhuman strength, other supernatural type abilities, minor telekinesis, mind reading, and you can Hulk jump. That's what I like to call it, the super jump in the air and high. Stuff like that, defying gravity in some aspects, mysticism, and later on in some of her books she really kind of plays out and out type magic with the vampires. Flight, which I kind of like. I like the vampires like that. I hate when vampirism is treated like a disease. It just, I remember there was a movie in the really early 2000s. I totally forget the name of it, but it was supposedly vampirism was just treated up as a straight out disease. Don't say ultraviolet, because it wasn't that. It wasn't with that. It was I can't remember the title, but it was Lost Boys-esque kind of, but it wasn't that good. I just hate when it's treated like a disease. It really takes away the mysticism of that, but some can say the acquaintance of midichlorians and the Force. But that's a complete misunderstanding by a brainless dolts who really just don't understand the concept of the Force and whatnot. I'm making a separate video on that. Anyway, but with vampires, I like the supernatural aspect of it. You could do a scientific edge and breed them and crossbreed them like they did in Blade 2, which I thought was kind of neat. You genetically engineer a weapon. Sorry, that's a plot twist. But in here, you really do attach the character of Louis D. Point Dulac, and he is a very tragic character in that he loses his brother due to his insanity, and he is blamed for his death, while it is kind of resolved to an accident. And he meets Lestat, and he becomes his fledgling, or his child, is the way in the dark Children in the Night. And the thing about being a vampire, there is no real direct sex of regular sex as we perceive it. The sex is within the blood, and it's basically it's the companionship that matters. Just being there for them to it's a buddy system of really trying to put this through together to manage to survive the night, and they do create a child of Claudia. And the thing with her in this vampirism, they don't age really slowly, which I kind of like what they put in vampirism. They age incredibly slowly. It's that they're immortal forever, and that means that she's going to stay in the body of a 5-year-old child forever when she is made. And before her, there was no one made so young. And so she becomes a woman within her mind, but stuck in the body of a child, and she lusts and wants a grown woman's body, and she really holds contempt toward Lestat for years and years for making her so young. Then we have lots of betrayals and stories of romance and traveling all over the globe, of wonder and despair. It is very much a soap opera, and very much I just was totally sucked right into it, reading it every page by page, just absorbed by this. And you can really say this kind of, quote-unquote, kind of, what Josh Hadley said, pussified the vampire, because he gave it emotions, and, who kept on to his humanity, instead of, giving the bloodlust rage. Though I'd say the 1966 soap opera Dark Shadows really inspired Anne Rice to write stuff like this, and that lasts until 71. But now it's being remade, or is remade, and about to be released by Tim Burton, Johnny Depp, which is going to be an out-and-out comedy, which I seen it and I liked it. It seemed quite funny, the trailer for it, so looking at more forward to that than The Dark Knight Rises, or Bane in a Parka. What else we got here? I enjoyed it totally. If you're a fan of vampirism of any fact, if you've seen the film before, which I have, I've seen the film hundreds of times before I read this, and there is changes to slim down the book to make it more sappy in the film, and other things, minor changes, drastic changes, and stuff like that. Though I'd say the book is far more deep than the movie, and it seems a lot more episodic in the book than the film. The film just seems a straight-out tragic tale, and here it seems there's stages of despair. But if you're a fan of all the vampires, watching the original Bela Lugosi film or whatnot, or even if you're into Twilight, but check it out, you'll like it. Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. Great book, great movie, and enjoy. And may the force of darkness become confused on your house. Goodbye.